Hello and welcome to BFCA. In the last 3 videos, we went through the trinity of the irreducible minimum of 3 factors to consider when making a decision on employment status for a contract. These 3 factors are the first priority, but it's also been shown that the overall picture is also to be taken into account, and we'll look at this in this video. Don't underestimate how important the overall picture of you and your business can be in this situation. This overall picture takes into account the following factors. A. Being in business on your own account. This is a test that involves your attitude or mindset and potentially your client's attitude to you. Do they think of you as a contractor in business in your own right? Or as a quasi-employee? Do you think of yourself as being in business? Does your business look real? Does it have the constituent parts of a business? All these are important, as are factors such as the use of business cards, having an office space, the correct business insurance, investment in training, retention of profits for on-the-bench time, data protection registration or even ISO 9000 accreditation, having a company website, company promotions, a company telephone number, being VAT registered, keeping accounts, and demonstrating that you're managing your own business. B. The intention of the parties. HMRC give guidance on intention at ESN 0554, stating that the intention of the parties should be taken into account with all the other general factors, especially where the other factors are inconclusive or neutral. However, calling a worker a contractor does not automatically mean that he is one. The other factors must be considered. C. Provision of equipment. This can play a role in the general factors to consider, but is less relevant where we're considering knowledge-based workers, and where security is an issue and the provision of equipment is immaterial. For example, a subcontractor at an accountant's office will not automatically become an employee because she uses the accountant's computer to access the office systems. D. Freedom of supply. A person who's really running their own business is likely to have freedom to supply whom he wants and not be tied down in contracts like an employee. He doesn't have to restrict the provision of his services. This may be immaterial in some business sectors where confidentiality and security take preference, but in general terms, a freelancer in business on their own account may be supplying several parties at the same time and will be less confined than an employee. E. Financial risk and chance of profit. In a practical sense, this may mean putting defective work right in the worker's own time without being paid for that time, or giving a fixed price for a job. F. Part and parcel. A freelancer running their own business will not be part and parcel of an organisation, whereas an employee will. A freelancer will not be managing the organisation's employees and will need to maintain an internal identity as a contractor rather than an employee. A freelancer, for example, is unlikely to have an internal email address as part of the organisation. Another example would be that an employee will have access to the staff canteen. A freelancer probably will not. Nor will they benefit from the same subsidised meal rates as an employee. These 6 factors are what make up the general picture that you need to consider, as well as the irreducible minimum of 3 when you're looking at whether your contract is caught by IR35. That's the end of this video. In the next video, we'll look at what evidence you should collect to help you show that your contract is outside IR35, how you can confirm the day-to-day arrangements of a contract, and summarise the key points about IR35 in case law. Thanks for listening.